Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a 1 versus 1. This time we have Liquius versus Greppy. Let's zoom out and see where they have spawned on this radius 700 lava planet. They've spawned on opposite ends of this cliff patch. Rather interesting spawns because we'll either have most of the combat between and in and around these cliffs, or they will choose to go up and around, or of course down and around. Likely the around option, considering the lack of metal in between, although once they've scouted each other's spawns we'll likely see a few sort of small parties trying to navigate them. But when people's expansions meet other people's expansions, up and around the top and down and around the bottom towards the south, that's where you get conflicts arising. Now, one thing about the new builds is you zoom out far enough and you can't see the icons that are on the ground other than the commanders, so that you can only see orbital icons. Personally, this is an absolute pain for those casting, especially on larger maps, where you can't really see the whole map when zoomed out quickly and wanting to get around and see what's happening very quickly. Hopefully that'll change, or at least make it a larger threshold for the icons. But who cares about my complaints as a caster? We're having a look at Greppy's spawn right now. He's got 2 bot factories already, not getting out too many fabricators. That is good, so he won't stall with the new scarcity of metal. You do want to limit your early fabricator production, instead getting out a couple of scampers, maintaining that with metal. I think he might have stalled on his metal here because of the build speed of these buildings. Certainly I think the metal might have stalled, but probably fixed itself now. He has got a fair few metal in that spawn though, 4 or 5 in that close spawn. So that's a pretty good spawn for metal wise. Now let's have a look over here at Liquius, who has got pretty much the same spawn really. Got a fair few more fabricators going out however, so we'll likely see a little bit of stalling potentially, because we've got the commander building, we've got the factory building, and we've got 3 fabricators building and 1 having an afternoon's dancing. But Team White Greppy up here has a docks which is sort of moving around, not doing a lot. It's coming down for some scouting. You see, this is the problem. I can't now see the icons. Simultaneously, we have Liquius scouting as well, but Greppy gets the first inkling on what's going on. So Greppy now knows where Pink spawn is. Pink, however, does not know where Greppy is. Excuse me, my throat is a little bit playing up, as I've just come out of the dual cast that you will have seen previously. Points to more of my videos. So, having a look, we've got a few anti-air towers going up in the middle of Liquius's base. These offer good early defense, especially considering the commander can put them up. But laser defense are probably a little bit better now after this sort of time, because aggressive ground units will probably start to increase in number. But we do see those Greppy moving his commander. Where could this be going? Probably going to build more econ. There it is. But instead, we see 3 factories, meanwhile rather, not instead, 3 factories producing scampers all around, sort of beginning to run up and over this cliff patch. So we'll probably see a group form roughly around here, I shouldn't wonder. Liquius getting up his 2nd bot factory. He really should be getting more factories now, otherwise he's going to be massively outproduced. Greppy got a couple of docks' scampers down here. 3 in fact, taking out this expansion, doing a lot of damage there considering how early this is and the scarcity of metal on this planet. So that is a substantial amount of damage and loss to Liquius. Potential of 3 metal going down indeed. There it goes, leaving him with very limited econ options. That's incredibly unfortunate. He's now lot far behind Greppy in as far as expansions going. Greppy expanding to sort of far and wide, all corners of the globe. Maybe too long before Liquius really starts to try and ramp up his effort. Potentially going to advanced, or even using some air units, but it looks as though Greppy has really got this under control at the moment as he moves in all of these scampers, ducking and weaving through this cliff patch now, beginning to group them all up, I believe, or at least attempting to, fighting against the pathfinding a little bit. But they're going to meet anti-air towers, which aren't really going to do a huge amount of damage. And yeah, those are going to go down, as is that metal extractor. That commander wants to move in as soon as he can, at least to show some force, because otherwise these scampers are just going to wrecking ball through this base. But if they're moved well enough, the commander won't actually get a hit on them, and they could do substantial amount of damage to the commander. There goes the laser turret, taking off one, taking off a second, and a third. There they go. The commander just gradually, not even getting close to them. The projectile speed for the commander is unrealistically slow. It really is. It's like throwing a paper aeroplane at a robot. It's not going to do any damage whatsoever. But Greppy sort of organising his forces far and wide, still getting scampers and bot factories over here as well, possibly for a flanking manoeuvre, possibly to defend all of these metal sites up here. Look at this huge amount of metal to expand to as a possibility. Let's zoom out a little bit more and see what's going on. We've got a lot more factories from Greppy, outnumbering probably more like 4-5 to 1 almost. So we got 2 from Team Pink, and what did it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 from Team White. So definitely almost 6 to 1 in fact. So there's not a huge amount that I think is going for Team Pink at this point. They're rather contained by Team White, who's got very well positioned scampers on all metal sites as possible expansions, so Pink cannot do anything. Wow, that was a bit of lag. But yes, if Liquius tries to expand to any of these, Fabricators are going to get picked off instantaneously. Dox has tried to move up here on their own. Didn't get very far, however. Should point out everyone is still in the same TeamSpeak channel except myself. So they're probably having a more casual game. But apparently. However, I don't really see a huge amount of mobilisation, apart from just this stream of units to a rally point from Greppy. But as soon as this all conglomerates just around here, they can probably push in and completely swamp this commander. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they successfully manage to do so. A transition to air from Liquius that I was anticipating, either as an answer to these scampers, doxes, because of the lack of anti-air from Greppy. At this point, he's just gone all out scampers. Why bother wasting yourself on anti-air if there is no air to anti? So we see a couple of units from Liquius sort of standing guard, you could say, except it doesn't appear to be guarding a huge amount. It's just sort of sitting there acting as a scout that probably hasn't got enough vision intel, and just getting a free kill there for Greppy. So, and here in comes this huge force that I was talking about. It's not big enough, however. There's laser defense turrets now. The commander's there as well. They need more than that, Greppy. Need more than that. But he is moving his scampers around quite effectively, taking out a huge portion of Liquius's eco. I can't really fathom how Liquius can come back from this. It could possibly be a little bit too early, but with not a lot of units or eco in comparison to Greppy, I think Liquius is probably just delaying the inevitable. Because Greppy can easily move and migrate around that commander and laser defense tower and just take out all of the remaining buildings that are undefended. Rather unfortunate really for Liquius, because he's appeared to have been on the back foot throughout this entire game. In comes a second laser defense turret. Hasn't got anything building it though. Looks as though the fabricator was killed before it managed to complete it. You could move the commander down and do it, but we have got one over there as well and over there. So we've got laser defense turrets on all corners of this base, just doing the ultimate turtle with something of a broken shell, you could say. But Greppy really has established map control. Although I didn't see this from Liquius because of the icon system. We've got this metal expansion up here, uncontested, although it looks as though Greppy might just be about to sort that out. He's bringing in some fabricators as well, so he was probably planning on taking it all. He hasn't got any anti-air yet though, but he is going for some advanced vehicles. Looking over here, just more expansion from Greppy, controlling a fair portion of the map now on all sides. Liquius still turtled in, getting another bot factory out. Can he really afford it? I do not know, but he definitely needs some form of militia, shall we say, in this war against the Greppy, or against the Grep. But we've got a huge number of scampers just starting to move and sweep across the map in a beautiful large long line. So if these all group together and go directly for that commander who is out beyond laser defense towers, then that commander is toast within, seconds, or minutes rather, because these are only basic bots. But here, it just swamped that tower there. This commander's going to be caught out a little bit. He can shoot at the same time as build, fortunately. No, he can't anymore, apparently. Must have changed that unless he was given a specific attack command. But it looks as though those are going to do a fair bit of damage to that commander. The commander gets a D-gun off. It doesn't do enough splash damage though. It only hits one in isolation. One of those going to go down gradually now. But the but is that the commander is now out in front of his base. Is he going to move back in and or get repaired? If he does not, Greppy can just sweep in now and claim a lot of that commander health for his own and do a significant portion of damage. Instead, however, his doxers appear to be sort of sweeping up for a surround. We've got some coming in from the north, the northwest, and the sort of southwest. A lonely scamper there, venturing a little bit too far. Maybe a messenger seeking parley. But he gets revoked, as is the spirit of Planetary Annihilation. Here we see the movement now from Greppy, just about to move in for this surround. We have got significant defense, however, from Liquius, so whether this works or not will remain to be seen. Go into dynamic camera mode for this, so we can see the commander getting moved in from all sides. Greppy moving those in now, just about to get the surround. A D-gun goes off, taking out that entire clump. Is it going to be enough though? I think it is, just about. I think Liquius might just about get away with this with the skin of his teeth. But no, here comes more from Greppy. No, Liquius is definitely gone here. That's a GG to Greppy. Goodbye, Sir Liquius. Or maybe not. He manages to get away, and the buildings now protect him. He is getting repaired by those bots very fast indeed. I jumped the gun there, I do apologise. Well played from Liquius to get out of that. Greppy now has to regroup and at least manage to find a way into this base around those laser defense towers that are significantly more powerful in this build. Getting a little bit of lag, unfortunately. Annoying enough as that is. Those are now going to retreat and maybe regroup up here with some fabricators, possibly going for a pelter creep. I'll have to see whether the cheeky pelter creep is employed. But certainly Liquius spamming up on anti-air towers as a replacement for walls. He's getting an advanced vehicle factory, that looks like to me. And in moves Greppy again with some more scampers. The Firefly just sitting there sentry. laser tower just about going up from Liquius, as is another metal extractor. Let's have a look at how surrounded this is and how many units we've got. Stream of them from Greppy. Is Greppy doing anything sneaky or untoward? No, he's not. There's a little bit of scouting there from Liquius, but I don't see any nukes, I don't see any orbital. Then again, there's no reason for orbital. This is the only planet in the solar system. So, the only other thing I can suggest players do is nuke, but now it looks as though levelers are beginning to roll out, and as soon as they meet a commander head-to-head in combat, the commander is going to be a significant disadvantage. Here we have those doxes moving in again. I really need to figure out which one I'm going to use, doxes or scampers. I do apologise for switching back and forth, they are the same thing. All I can really say at this point is Liquius needs to produce more units. He has got that advanced vehicle factory going up, and if he can get that out and producing some levelers, he might just about stand a chance against Greppy's levelers. But if the bots can get in close enough to Liquius's levelers, then they are going to sort of fall into decay rapidly. Not a huge amount going on, other than this pelter beginning to be produced here. Going to manage to remain sentry over all of this, but this is a huge number of scampers. I'm going to keep calling them scampers now, unless I'm casting a tournament match, because it's just easier. I'm more used to it. I played the alpha. I casted a huge number of games in the alpha, and I hope you enjoy having a look through those. And or if you've been following me since I started, then thank you again for supporting me in that. But it appears as though we are seeing the beginnings of a flank from Greppy. Beautiful stuff. He's got expansions all over the globe. Look at all of those white dots on all of those metal sites. Pink has got a few laser defense towers, but not really anything substantial. We've got some proxy factories here from Greppy. Won't be too long now before these scampers begin to move in and really take out some of this eco and do a lot of damage. Here they move now, going to attack the flank, though they are going to meet two laser towers and an anti-air tower, so they're probably going to suffer a few losses but do a good portion of damage to some of that metal in the first place. They're going to approach that laser tower, focus down on it so it's gone. It's got a huge amount of health, and the other one has a huge amount of range as well, so that flank has all but been defended. They might need to re-support that, but here come the levelers. I just heard a leveler, or was it a pelter? No, it was a leveler, I believe. Unless Greppy has built his own pelters. No, he has not. I just heard something go ping, and it sounded to me suspiciously like a leveler, I must say. But having a look around, still sort of preparing for the surround. Greppy, you could probably move in at this point. Don't give Liquius a chance to get up into all of that econ, especially now that he's got advanced units. Down come more bots. They should probably really group themselves together now. We've got levelers ready to press in gradually on the surround. We'll probably see the bots move in first and the levelers second, because the bots can get the vision for the levelers' range and power so that the levelers stay out of harm's way while dealing immense damage to these buildings and units that are just waiting to be annihilated. So a quick look back at Greppy's base. He's getting more and more advanced vehicle factories, beautiful expansion, and more scampers conglomerating in the middle here. It's quite a few, with a few fabricators there as well, possibly thinking about producing a proxy base around this region here, possibly. Oh, instead we see levelers moving in first. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So maybe they're going to bite the bullet from the laser towers. No, they aren't. There's the laser towers shooting there, but we've got walls going up. Interesting that the levelers are just sort of taking this stuff out. The pelter almost killing this leveler now. The wall's going down. Levelers beginning to move in a bit more, but the levelers do a huge amount of damage against laser towers, providing the wreckage is out of the way. Look at that. Gone in a jiffy. The commander sitting up here, just waiting to be killed by this now. It's only a matter of getting past these laser towers and migrating that commander out of there. Looks as though he's going to survive just about again. My word, Liquius. How long can you survive? This is quite phenomenal. And in fact, the bots didn't need to go in first because I see a radar here from Greppy. So that would have been giving them intel of all of this. As we're down here as well, intel of all of that. So he didn't really need to worry about losing the bots first unnecessarily. But we did see some beautiful control there. But a lot of levelers moving in now because of this huge number of factories that can produce them. And even more getting, well, I was going to say getting produced, but it looks as though they've gone sort of idle and sentry. Oh, just getting a bit of lag. That's all it was. I wondered why they were all sort of sitting, not doing a lot. Little bit of lag, little bit of lag, little bit of lag. But we see a group of levelers there. Now, when that group gets to about 10 strong, that's just going to waltz over anything it meets. Absolutely anything. And on the rear now, we also see this scamper force just waiting to press in. And here is that proxy base I was telling you about. It's going up there with those fabricators to reduce the movement speed. I think Greppy is entering his endgame. Liquius never really getting firmed up in the mid-game, unfortunately. Did manage to maintain these expansions. That does surprise me, however. I would have thought that Greppy might have scouted and eliminated these. It would really have hampered Liquius's efforts within his enclave. And those levelers, if used as a death ball, will be just that, a death ball. But as I said earlier in the game, I jumped the gun. I'm determined not to do it again. But honestly, at this point, it's interesting. However, you know what I see? I see levelers and I see a catapult being produced. If that catapult gets up, then Greppy is going to have a difficult time getting close with a large group of levelers. Because catapults are horrible things to attack, especially if they're in the middle of a base, which is being defended strangely effectively, actually. Greppy needs to move in now. He's got everything here that's necessary. He just needs to move in, bite the bullet, and kill this comm that's still sitting here relatively open. Here come Scampers now. Just about ready to kill off some stuff, but the levelers are out. Greppy sees those. He realises, oh, I've lost my leveler advantage. But no, he hasn't, you see, because A, the catapult is not produced yet. He's got maybe about another 30 seconds until it is. Make that a minute. Make it 30 seconds. Until that's produced. So he's got a 30-second window in which to move these levelers in. He has definitely got enough. More than a match for Liquius. He just needs to, you know, take that risk and go for it. It's just a matter now before Liquius actually caves in. In fact, no, the catapult, the advanced fabricator that was working on the catapult is no more. He's gone for an advanced metal instead. So that catapult is going to go take a bit longer to produce. We see a leveler from Liquius forking round the north. Going to do a little bit of damage to Greppy's levelers before they can get close. I think we might see a 1-for-1 kill, although maybe Greppy might just about manage to get one off first because of his radar. So I'm not sure which way this one's going to go. And indeed, Greppy gets the win on that. A leveler for a scamper. Great trade, Greppy. Not so great trade, Liquius. Although we see levelers sort of moving around everywhere for Liquius now. He's got 6 out. He's moving some forking down through the south into the cliff patch. However, we see this proxy base here is fully established with ants just ready and waiting to press in The catapult still isn't produced. It nearly is, however, though, because we've got that advanced vehicle fabricator working on it now. Oh my word, Greppy, 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 go in now, please. You definitely have enough, just steamroll. And there's the advanced radar. As soon as that goes up, the catapult is free to start firing, and as soon as Greppy notices it, he's just going to walk in, and so, you know, there's a catapult there, I want to kill it, and he's going to go straight into this base. I mean, there's only a few factories here, only 2 of them are actually working. Commander there, and there's the catapult. I didn't see which way it went, unfortunately, but it is ready. In fact, yep, it's going to Greppy's front lines. It's going for the anti-air towers. Interesting. And wow, this is a large number of ants. They need to move in right now. Oh, but I see. What is this? It is a Hulkins, no longer known as a lobber. A Hulkins is an advanced artillery installation. And oh my word, here comes a nuke on the horizon from Greppy. I didn't see that coming, but here it is. Here it comes. I wonder whether the commander is fully healed. He is, but the majority of the base is going to go down. Let's move away before the nuke hits the catapult in midair. Down it comes. Boom goes everything. And now we will see the mobilization of a century while the camera shakes its face off from that nuclear explosion. The commander just sitting there accepting his accepting I still can't say it. Accepting his fate and suiciding himself into that huge assault from both ends. Well played. Well played. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do stick around, drop a like or a comment, and do not, whatever you do, forget to subscribe, as there'll be more soon. Thanks again for watching, and have a good day.